All right, so if third time's a charm, then 35 times has got to be absolute perfection, right? Heavens to Betsy, I've been trying to do a video sharing how I do my tabs in my journals. Roxy Fur, she's my pal here on YouTube. After she saw the video where I shared my number 49, she asked how did I get the tabs on, and I'm sorry about the lighting. It's like 5 in the morning. I was up with the birdies, and I figured since the house is nice and quiet, I would try to get this done. So she thought that my tabs looked aligned very well. So she asked me to do a video, and also Tracy, she commented on my video and asked, how did I do them? So I'm going to do this as easy as possible. I have this punch. It is a McGill punch, and it's called a file tab 3-inch punch. I'm an old-time crafter, probably about 20 years now, and back in the day when we didn't have Silhouette and Cricut and dies, we used punches and stencils. So I have quite a big collection of punches that I just still really love and can't part with, but I was lucky enough to get that punch a long time ago. So I am going to explain to you what I do as easy as I can. Oh, let me give you a little tip first. Okay, if you're going to use a composition book and you're gonna, make a journal or, whatever, when you go to glue down your tabs, I suggest on that sheet of paper, on that paper or that page that you're gonna do it on, you reinforce it in some way. Maybe put a strip of cardstock down the side, or maybe a couple layers of washi tape, just something to reinforce the edge, because this is just writing paper, and over time from opening and pulling on that tab, or flipping through them, you might tear it, because it's just writing paper, it's thin, and it would just be a shame if you'd gone through all that work to add cute little tabs and then to have them tear off. So that's just a tip. Okay, so this is what I do. So we're going to pretend that this is all fancied up and it's pretty and it's ready to go, and we want to add our tabs. So depending how many you want, like how many sections you're going to want, that's totally up to you. But you're going to section off. Sorry, let me take a drink of coffee. You're going to section off your pages first, like what I did with this other journal. This book has 100 sheets. I wanted enough for the rest of the months of the year, so I didn't do a tab for this first section. So these first pages are for March, and then so on and so on all the way down to December. So figure out how you want to section it off first, and count out your pages. And then what you're going to do is, for each section, you're just going to place yourself a little marker there in some way. So I just went ahead and put my tab down like that. But you could obviously you don't need to do one to the first page, because that's the first page. So let's just pretend we're gonna count out some pages, and I want a tab right here. That's gonna be my second tab. I'm gonna count out a few more pages, and I'm gonna put another tab. Okay. You can just push them in all the way. It doesn't matter. You're gonna go back and fiddle with it and make it perfect. So don't worry about it exactly. Okay, and I already touched some other ones. So we're just gonna work with 1, 2, 6 right now, just to give you an idea. So what I do, I don't think this lighting could be any worse. Okay. So what I do is my very first one, my very first tab. I'm trying to position the camera so you can see better. I take my very first tab and I place it, I butt it up against the very top of the sheet, my very first one. Okay, you're going to want to put your first one at the very top, and I glue it down. Now I hold it from one side, open it up, put some glue, close it, and then that way I don't have to, like if I put glue on this whole thing and then try to position it and made a mistake or was off a little bit, you know, you've already glued both sides. So it's just much easier if you do one side at a time. That's my opinion. If you get it right on, you know, the first time, high five and a knee slap to you. I usually end up messing it up. So why did I have that one there? Okay, so glue down your first one, line it up, hold it, do your glue, close this side, and then, you know, go to the back, open it up, glue that side. Boom, you got your first tab down. Okay, so then you go down to your very last tab. And what you're doing is you're just setting your guidelines. You're setting your, you know, borders for the other punches that are going to be positioned in the center. So then you go down to your last section, and we're going to pretend again. So this is my first page of my last section. And you're going, oh, holy cow, are you kidding me? Okay. You're going to put your tab on the very bottom like that. You're going to do the same thing. Okay, you're going to glue that one down. So now we have those glued, and then we can monkey with the things in the middle. Okay, so what I do is I just fiddle with them. I just pull it out a little bit. You know, I go to my next one. The key here is just not to move the journal around too much. Like, don't pick it up, because of course if you pick it up, these are going to fall out. Just kind of monkey with it like this. Figure out where you want them, how close you want them, where you want to space them, you know. And, you know, mind you, you've already got your first one in and you have your last one in. Okay, so we're just pretending here, right? So you figure out where you want them like that. Don't move them around too much. You've got it where you want it. And mind you, you've already, if you're going to put a sheet of pattern paper or reinforce it with washi tape or a strip of cardstock, whatever, to make that page stronger, you've already done this by now, okay? This is just after and you're adding your tabs. So what I do is I like how it looks. I'm like, okay, perfect. I like that. Looks good. Yeah, that looks great. That's where I want them. Then what I do is just carefully, like I said, you're not picking up your book or moving it around too much. I go to the next tab, flip the pages back, and I just carefully slip my finger under the tab like that so that I can hold it down from the back. I mean, hold it down right here. So I'm holding down the bottom. I put my glue, I fold it over, do the same thing. Lift it up, glue, and I put it down. So now I've got my second tab on and I've lined it up just how I wanted it. And then I just move down the line. Go to the next one, flip it up, do that, hold it, glue, down, glue, down. And you just keep moving down the line. But if you kind of, you know, fiddle with them while you have them like unglued, just tucked into the actual page that you're going to put it on, you have that opportunity to move them around, fit them in. And like with me, since I had, you know, this many tabs, put it this way, since I had this many tabs, I was able to see like how close or how far I wanted them to be from each other. And by having them all placed in there and able to see them without gluing them, I was able to make sure that they fit. So, of course, it wasn't perfect. I could have gone a little more to your left or more to your right or, you know, what have you. But at least it made it easier than just guessing. So that's how I do it. Nothing fancy. No measuring or anything, which I suppose you could, but that's it. So I hope that helped. I hope I explained it well enough. And if you have any questions, just leave me a message. Just leave me a comment. Okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.